Oke, bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Hairunisa. I'm from 7D class. So now I will tell you about teaching English to young learners. Okay, I will explain. There are 6 slides. So in the first slide, I will explain about the young language learners. The young language learners is divided become 2 groups. The first group, they are 5 to 7 years old, and the second group 8 to 10 years old. Okay, now I want to tell you, in the first group, 5 to 7 years old, the children, the young learners, or they can talk what they are doing. For example, they still eating or studying, so they will tell you, I'm studying now in my friend's house or in the class. They can explain it what they are doing at the time. That's 5 to 7 years old. Not only that, but also they can retell what they already heard from someone or from the the YouTube or the others. For example, they watch the cartoon, so they can tell us about what have they watched and what have they done. They can retell that to us. But beware, if you teach the young learners, they only have short attention when you explain something. So that's why you have to explain to them in the interested way, so that make them more interested and pay attention to you, because they have only uh, short attention, so you have to pay attention to them. And also, the young learners sometimes difficult in knowing what is fact and the fiction. They still can make difference between the fact and the fiction. So it's the teacher's job to tell them about the fact and which one the fiction and which one the fact. Okay, that's the young learners in the first group 5 to 7 years old. So now the young learners in 8 to 10 years old. If the young learners in the second group 8 to 10 years old, they can tell difference between the fact and the fiction. They already know about that. For example, you give them to watch the cartoon, so they will not believe that is the cartoon is the fact, but the cartoon is only the fiction. Not only that, in this age, if you teach young learners, they very active in the class, so they will ask the question all the time. So you have to pay attention how to answer the question in the right way. If you don't understand their question, uh, you have to looking for the truth from their answer. So you have to when you answer their question, because in this age they very active in ask all the question. And also in this age, they will tell you about the views that they don't like and what they are like. For example, you will give them something, or you will teach them in the wrong way. They will say, "I don't like it. Can we? Uh, can you give us the other activity or the other topic?" They can define the views that what they like and they don't like. So in this age, in the second group 8 to 10 years old, they are able to work with others. They already know how to work with each others. For example, you will give them the homework, you will grouping them, So they already know how to do it their homework with their friends. Or in this age also, they already know how to run from others. So in the second group, 8 to 10 years olds, they already know is the fact and the fix between the fiction, and they are more active. They will ask the question all the time. So that's why we as the teacher always be aware. We have to answer their question in the right way. Okay, so that it means what the important for our teaching. Okay, when we teach the young learners, words are not enough to teach them. We have to choose the best strategy, activity, the best topic to teach them. So that will make them more attractive, interactive, or more active in our class. So we can handle it. We have to play with the language. We have to teach them how to be, how to say in English in the basic language. Because if we teach the young learners, it's not about the competition, it's about the cooperation. Okay, now we now we continue to the second slide. Okay, in the second slide, I will tell you about class management and atmosphere. In this second slide, in the class management, how to manage the class so you become a teacher easier, more easier in control the student in the class. Okay, before that, what is an ideal teacher when we teach the young learners? Okay, we as the an ideal teacher, we have to be patient when we face the students. We have to be adaptable so the student will comfortable with the teachers. We as the teacher, we have to open minded to the young learners. Okay, the first is abilities. These abilities we can learn how to mime, how to express ourselves as the teacher to the students. And the abilities when we teach something, for example, when we teach the student, for example, you will teach them about the drawing. So you have to draw a simple drawings. You have to know how to draw the mountains or something like that. So the second is attitude. We as the teacher, we have to help the students to not feel insecure. We have to help them to feel secure because about they can manage at an individual level. So now the physical surrounding. What the meaning of the physical surrounding? We as the teacher, when we teach the young learners, for example, in the class, in the wall of the class, we have to put such as the calendars, poster, postcards, or something like that. So the students will able to learn also from that. They will know, for example, about the day, the dates of this day. They can see the calendar in the walls. So that's the physical surrounding to help the students. Okay, the next is arranging the class. Why we should arrange the class, or we have to prepare the table. For example, to make the teacher more easier to control the students, you have you have to set the table or the desks of the students by well. For example, you have to make the way in the middle so that make you more easier to control them from from in front up to behind. So you will not only stand up in the front of the students, but you can surround the students. So that's more easier to control them. Okay, the next is when the teachers grouping the children. Okay, for example, when the teacher have some games, so you have to divide the students become small groups. So you don't need to ask them to make group from, for example, the students in front of, so with the student in sits in in behind. So it doesn't need you. You can only ask them to make group with the the friends beside them. So it's more need a short time. So you will not lose your time. So it help you to easy to control the student when you're grouping the students in the class. Okay, next is classroom language. In the class, we as the teacher we have to teach them what uh, the classroom language. For example, teach them the phrase like "I'm sorry," I don't know, Miss, I don't understand. Could you repeat once more? Yeah. For example, when the students when they will ask permission to go to toilet, so you have to teach them how to say it in English. And in every you enter to their class, you have to say good morning. So you have to teach them how to answer. So if they do the mistake, how to say sorry, you have to teach them in English language from the basic language because this is more the most important in this age. Okay, in the third slide, that I will explain to you all about the topic best word. Okay, there are four that I will explain to you. The first is choosing the topic. Second is planning time. The third is collecting the materials. And the fourth is the methods and the activities. Okay, the first is choosing the topic. We, as the teachers, we have to decide the best topic or the interested topic to teach the young learners. For the children, relates or use another subject that the students like to talk in English. So we as the teacher don't ever choose the harder topic to teach the young learners. You have to choose the interesting topic so that will make the students more active to speak, and they will happy when you teach them because they know about the topic or they curious about the topic. Okay, the second is planning time. Okay, planning uh, time or lesson when you will make lesson plan is the most important when you want to teach the students. Why? Because if you make the lesson plan, it will help you to save your time or to manage your time and how to teach them with the right way, with the right method. And you have to make proportional dividing time in opening activity, main activity, and closing activity. So you have to tell the time plan for each every step of your activities in the lesson plan. That's what you want to teach to the students. So it must be complete. So it it will be help you to teach the students with lesson plan. So the third is in the collecting material. In collecting material, you have to know which the material that you have to collect. For example, spoken text, the pictures, object, cards, and the others. And also, you have to know the function and the situation in the class. For example, when you choose the topic about the flowers, so in the situation, you have to play with, you have to play in the garden with the students, or you will choose the some place that already there is flowers, so the student can learn from your topic directly. And the last is the methods and the activities. Okay, the methods that you have used in teach the young learners in is approach method. So it will be help you to manage them. And the activities. The activities that you have to choose is the most familiar from the students. It's simple activities but challenging for the students. So it will be makes the student more interactive, more attractive in your class when you teach them. Okay, we have to move. I will I will explain to you the next slide, the fourth slide. Okay, in the last the fourth slide, I will explain to you about planning to teach the EFC. Why we as the teacher plan our work. How important that we plan our work. If we plan that our work, it makes life much easier for us to teach the young learners in the classroom. It will be save our time. We will know what we need for each lesson. So when we teach them, it will be make us more confident. So it's really important to plan our work before we teach the young learners. When you make the lesson plan, you have to write in very detailed plan. You in very detailed points in when you making the lesson plan. So after you teach them some lesson, you you have to ask them the question after the teaching. What is that question? You have to ask them. They already understand about that lesson or no. So if they don't understand, you have to explain them. You have to ask them. Did they like the subject matters? Did I do this part of the lesson? So you have to remind that to yourself as the teachers. So if your class do when things go wrong, what what will you do when the things go wrong in your class? Okay, sometimes this disturb come from the external or internal disturber. How to manage that? We as the teacher, we have to uh, have the best methods or the best way, the right way to manage that the external or internal disturber in our class. For example, when our class is out of control, how to manage that? We as the teacher, we We have can manage that class when the class is out of control. For example, ice breaking. Ice breaking will help you to control when the class is out of control. And also, if the activity doesn't work, what have you do? You have to choose the other activity. What that make the students more active or can listen your voice when you control them or when you manage them. Maybe when you the activity doesn't work, that's because of the teacher choose the difficult activity for the students, so that's why make the activity will not work when you teach the young learners. Okay, the five slides is about using media in teaching EFC. Why? Using media in teaching EFC is very important. Okay, in this digital era, we have to teach the students based on the feedback because its strategies or these methods using media in teaching is more easy or the students more understand or they will interested when we choose the best topic to them in using media to teach. For example, in the class, the materials for you and for your students, what you have to make, not buy. Okay, for example, you have the papers that you can make English corners or cards game from that or something like that or class mascot. You can make with your students, so you don't need to buy. But beside that, there is also the material that you should buy for your class. Okay, for example, map, toys, building blocks, and the others. That's material we can make. We should buy that material. So you have to make the differences between that material we can make with the students and what the material that we should buy. Okay, that teach the EFC using media. It will be more easier or interested for the student when we teach them using the media. Okay, I will explain the last slide is about the previous research that has been done by Jenny Moon. Okay, entitled Teaching English to Young Learners, the Challenges and the Benefits. Okay, the purpose of this research are to describe what make the children different or special in teaching. I'm sorry, to teach. To discuss the argument used to justify an early start. And the last is to discuss the challenges and benefits of a TEYL programs. Okay, based on this research that I already read before, in this research tell us about we as the teacher we have when we teaching the children we have to use different experience activity and so on. We have to choose the best activity or choosing the topic, the best topic, the interesting topic when we teach the students in the classroom. So We need more or interesting activity when we teach the students, because there are no educational or cognitive reasons why children cannot learn a foreign language. They are quite capable of doing so. So we as the teacher, we have to help the students to improve their speaking or their language when they are still younger. Okay, it's the last from my explanation. I'm so sorry. In my explanation, it's a lot of a mistake that I explained because I'm also still learn how to teach the children, the young children. I'm so sorry. And last I say, wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.